is the Dubplate Special Master.
Live and direct.
Breakfast with CubCamTV.
Trickstar Radio.
Welcome back to the show then, people. Just coming up to around 16 minutes to 9 here, Trickstar Radio. We are back inside the building, as we always are on a Tuesday morning, 7 till 10 in the AM, Monday to Friday. You know how we do. Now, we're going to get into a bit of a discussion next. I've obviously been very blessed in my time to be able to go and see some of my favourite live acts, be able to go and see them perform in different ways, shapes or form, often actually play alongside them, which has always been an honour and a blessing. However, today I want to kind of dive into who my favourites of those are. Obviously, we've just had the Great Escape Festival here in Brighton, which has been a fantastic thing. There's always great performances going on when it comes to the Great Escape Festival. We're also moving into festival season, so I thought it'd be a great opportunity to actually talk about the acts that I've been lucky enough to see live, and also the acts that I never got to see live. Obviously, we can go way back in time with this one. We can go all the way back to the Ella Fitzgeralds, the Frank Sinatras, the Bing Crosbys. For me, there's always been something about that kind of earlier evolutionary jazz period that's been so interesting to kind of watch, and I've never been able to actually go and see it performed live. It's one era that I'd have loved to have actually been able to drop into just to see a live show, you know. It's there's something so resonating about the way that a lot of these earlier musicians actually physically sounded when they performed live. It's a completely different era when it comes to a lot of the recording side of things as well, because so much of the actual, I suppose, artistry is performed in a live sense. And obviously this sort of sound has stood the test of time really, really well. I also recently told a story in regards to artists that I haven't been able to see live. I also told a story essentially about how I found out I had WIZKID tickets for the O2 and didn't actually realise I had them. I found this out after the show when a good friend of mine, someone who used to be on this show with me, Yaron, he now works for a booking agent, and he said that I had tickets waiting. I just needed to ask. And I am so upset because I would have absolutely loved to have gone to that show. It looked incredible. And obviously off the back of that, I don't know when Wiz is going to be back in the UK. But the next time he is here, I'm going to see him without a shadow of a doubt. So obviously in regards to names I would like to see, obviously the likes of Burner, WIZKID, these are big ones on the names list. Obviously, I'd love to see The WEEKND. The WEEKND for me has always been a big artist, but not to sound snobby music-wise, but I'd love to go and see The WEEKND in the era that I kind of grew up listening to him, which is the Trilogy era. I'd love to see a Trilogy reunion tour, especially now the album is almost 10 years old. Going back and visiting that album from start to finish in a live sense would be it would be an incredible thing to watch, and I would definitely like to see that. Again, on the kind of nostalgic value, I'd love to see someone like 50 Cent. Again, one of the first albums I ever bought was 50 Cent, so I'd love to see that kind of reenacted live, either The Massacre or Get Rich or Die Trying. That kind of era, I'd love to see that kind of brought out to a more modernised stage format. And then someone like T-Pain as well, who I feel is one of the more underrated names in the history of, hip-hop, R&B, and a lot of different sounds, to be honest. T-Pain, for me, is definitely someone I would love to see live, whether he's doing auto-tune or singing normally or not, because I know he's got one of the best voices in the game regardless of the auto-tune sort of scenario. But yeah, most of the UK artists I would have liked to have seen already, I've been very blessed with, but I would definitely like to see Jelani Blackman live. He's got wicked stage presence apparently. I'd love to see Koji Radical in a live setting as well. I've had the pleasure of seeing Gets live once, which was incredible, but apart from that, I've seen the majority of the UK acts I would like to have seen live, and I want to say the artist I've been most impressed with in a live setting is without a shadow of a doubt Bruce E. Oh my word. If you haven't had a chance to see Bruce E perform live, it's one of the most slick operations you will ever see. The change-ups, the crowd interaction, the general direction of the show. It keeps you guessing, but also involves you every single step of the way. Honestly, go and see Bruce E live if you haven't already. The guy is one of the best live performers, and it's a very slick act. The entire approach is just so clean. Make sure you go and see him live if you get the chance. DJ-wise, I'd probably say Eskimo was up there in regards to my favourite sets I've seen. He was like opening cans of Red Bull on stage. He was like ripping paper and stuff and turning it into live kind of syncopated design. Very cool if you ever get a chance to see Eskimo live. I don't know if he's still touring, but if you do, make sure you do go and give him a look. James Blake at Festival as well. One of my favourite performances ever. It was an incredible show to go and watch live in the Big Top. Henny G, again, always an amazing act to take in. One of my favourite DJs. I've said this kind of publicly before. Or if you ever get a chance to see Henny G perform live, go and do it. The guy is an absolute wizard with the way that he performs. Alongside this as well, I very recently had the absolute pleasure of seeing Diamond Platnumz live. I tell you what, Diamond Platnumz vocals translate so well to a live setting. I've never known such an instant... Like, you recognise the songs instantaneously, no kind of electronic editing, and he sounds exactly the same. Incredible stuff. Do go and see Diamond Platinums if you get the chance. I was very lucky to see him on his UK album promo run as part of a little private showing party, which was really cool. And most recently on this list, of course, is TEMS. Incredible performer. One of the most naturally kind of captivating people to sit and watch perform, to listen to perform, and again, incredible kind of presence when she's actually up on stage. So there we go. Incredible stuff, people. Make sure you do send in your favourite acts. If there are any acts that you kind of over the years always go back to. We had this conversation with Joe on the show a little while ago, but I'm keen to hear who your favourite acts you have seen performed live are. As always, at KXVU, at Trickstar Radio, on at those socials as well. Get involved and let us know who you have been feeling over the years. For now, though, we're going to take it somewhere a little bit different. The sounds of Jules on this one. His most recent release. We're going down to South America on this one. A Jamestown rhythm. Let's get into it.
Breakfast with CubCamTV.